better can
All right,
we
welcome to
be?
Nashville Art Makers, and today I have the very talented Dana Romanello. And, and we're actually, she's a songwriter and artist here in Nashville, Tennessee, and we're going to actually talk a little bit about a song that she wrote, which is called
Cowgirl in a Carousel.
Yes. And we're also going to talk about her as an artist as well. So welcome, Dana.
Thanks for having me, Ronnie.
You
this
got
is such a great blog. I'm so honored to be a part of it. It's so cool.
Absolutely.
It's nice to know people.
That's right. So my first question is, Cowgirl in a Carousel. How did that title come to you?
That title came to me. I'd had it for a while before I brought it to you. Ronnie didn't mention he's also a co-writer on it.
Yes.
So I'd had it for about a year before we talked about it. And my aunt, one of my aunts back in southern Ohio, my Aunt Bev, she has about 20 or so horses on a little farm there. And she takes in a lot of rescue horses and horses that are older and that people can't take care of maybe anymore. And she just loves doing that. And she was a court bailiff. She carried a gun and...
Annie Oakley type.
Yes, very Annie Oakley-esque. So she had worked and worked and worked for years, and she finally retired. And was so happy. It's such a great place in her life because she had worked for so long. And I just know, I remember being at, it's called Elkins Creek Horse Camp. It's on Lake Vesuvius there in Ironton, Ohio. And she was just there with her horses for the weekend and just watching her and my Aunt Jill take care of those horses and just be out there on that little ranch for those few days.
Sure.
And sitting around a campfire and, you know, with her guitar and playing music. She taught me a lot of guitar too.
Okay.
My dad did as well, but
we'll
she's
get
the
into
one.
that.
Yeah, she's the one that would actually yell the chords out to me when he was busy on a mandolin break. So I have a lot to thank her for in music. But
So she basically inspired that idea.
yeah, and when I brought it to you, I think it was really important that, and I hope we got our point across, that we conveyed that, you know, if there's something that you don't like about your life, you can change it, and don't get stuck.
Mm-hmm.
You can still follow your dreams and do the things you want to do and carry on your day-to-day life and whatever you have to do there as well. And there's a whole other element to, I think in life there are a lot of cowgirls, and then there are the glamour girls, the carousel girls, who are all about, you know, themselves and looking pretty. And, you know, you compare a cowgirl's horse to a beautiful carousel horse, and you know, the carousel horse may be beautiful, but you know, how much more character does the cowgirl's horse have?
Now, in particular with the song itself, I know we open in that song with the first verse, and the first verse sort of puts us in the place of sort of the young girl who is on the carousel and thinks it's fun, but she knows what it's like to ride a real horse, and so it's she can tell the difference already, right? Kind of explain a little bit, and you kind of did a little bit just there, but when we go into the second verse, what was that picture that we created that, you know, was necessary that we both felt, and in particular you, to like bring it home to like where you are or we are, where women are now, or something like that?
Well, I think it was really important to relate to a lot of women out there who, you know, do have their day-to-day jobs and are kind of stuck in their own little mundane life. And although there's comfort in that too, and there's comfort in the money they're making, I think sometimes they lose sight of themselves and their, you know, where their heart truly lies. So I think that was a big focus for us in that second verse there.
Yeah, I mean the big picture of tying the two things together, which I think, you know, and obviously anyone who reads this blog is going to get a chance to hear that song, so it'll be good for them to sort of see how that ties together. In regards to, now let's just sort of bring this to you a little bit, not just me and you as writers together. In your catalog of songs that you've written, whether it's with me or anyone else that you write with, Where does this song sort of fit in regards to the other songs that you've been writing?
Well, the way I just got a new demo done of it, and it's fully produced, and it has the elements and the haunting, mountainy feel of a lot of my music. But I think it's still such a relatable topic that it appeals to commercial country radio as well. So that's where I'm hoping, it'll find a spot.
Would you say that is the part that where it differs more from the other songs, or
possibly, yeah. But it is very, very personal, like the other ones. So, but I think in the instrumentation, we really tried to go out there, with the minors and.
Well, it's also a waltz. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
those are like parts
it is
of their
3/4 time. So that is a little different for contemporary country music. But but we need more waltzes. So
that's right.
We'll see if anyone else agrees with us.
I know they always hold that against us sometimes, but there's some amazing waltzes that are really famous songs. So.
I think people are doing so much now with production too, and in the chorus, how we start, it's up and down and around I go, and melodically, and then with the strings and stuff on the track, it's very monotonous, and you almost feel your head going with it, like round and around, and it's just kind of a cool production element that we threw in there. So I hope people recognize that and really hits them hard.
Yeah, I mean, I do too, because when you're able to take a song and an idea, and then through your craftsmanship, whether it's through production or writing and whatnot, then all of a sudden someone can kind of feel what was being said in the song. That's always pretty amazing. And
so that's the goal.
Yeah, we hope you all feel that way. As a writer, how do you approach writing first by yourself? Like, as a writer, when you write by yourself, how do you approach it? What are some of the things you do to sort of get you prepared for that? Or?
I just keep track of ideas, and I hate to say it, but honestly, I'm not the songwriter that sits down every day and has to write something. But lucky for me, it just kind of comes up and comes out daily. So I don't really have to work at it. Maybe I should more, but you just catch those little thoughts when you can, and write them down, and wait till your next writing appointment with another co-writer and throw it out there. So that's how most of them come up, and I'm generally there's been a few instances where I've come up with a melody first, but I generally come up with a hook or at least a topic first, and I usually write a chorus first, and I write to that. Okay. So, and I like to have the whole story in my head, and then capture it, get it all out.
Well, we have a lot of experience writing together, but from your perspective, how do you prepare yourself for writing with other people?
I really don't. I just make sure I have some ideas, and I stay very open-minded.
That's always a good thing, yes.
Yeah, and I just keep telling myself to stay open-minded, and that's really all you can do a lot of times. So and sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. But I always, I never do a cold co-write. I've tried that in the past, and I just don't. Songwriting is so intimate, and it's such an art, and it's something, if you're going to spend a couple hours on something with somebody else, you don't want to waste their time, and you don't want to waste your own time either. So I just make sure it's the right environment and the right relationship first.
Yeah, I think if you ask a lot of songwriters here in Nashville, and even in the world, but definitely being the songwriting mecca, that Nashville is, people will tell you that great songs are written by people with some form of a great relationship. It may not be their best buddies, or brothers and sisters or whatever, but they have something that they can feed off of each other. And cold writing appointments sometimes can come out with some good things, but if it did, that means there's probably a chance that even better things will come out with that between those two people later.
Yeah, I think it can work for a lot of people, but me in particular, I prefer.
Yeah.